3 years ago, for whatever reason, I decided to put up a TikTok video and share my journey out of the Mormon church and my very painful, hard childhood and escaping domestic violence. And because of the things that I share on TikTok, I probably receive comments and DMs about things that like other content creators who are just doing Get Ready With Me's don't. And it's a really beautiful part of what I do to wake up in the morning and have like hundreds of DMs from people. And some of them are just really short, like, hey, I've been through something like what you've been through. But some people will write me like these paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of this is what I'm going through or this is what I've been through. And with a lot of details of some things that are just heartbreakingly sad. And so what I've tried to do for the past couple of years is just be there for people, like listen to the stories and relate to them, and sometimes like offer the hope that I can, like, oh, I've been through something like that too, and I got through it and you'll get through it, and how can I help you? And if I have resources to share, like, oh, you should read this book or call this therapist, or here's a divorce attorney that you need. And sometimes like I tell my kids, like, I feel like my job in my DMs is to be like the emoji girl. Like, you need lots of hearts and lots of hug emojis and lots of little praying hands and all the stuff. Like, here's a cute little message from Jenny and some emojis. Smile. But for a long time, I feel like that it's not enough. Like, how can I help people with some real solutions and some real answers? So I've been working on a couple of things. I'm going to tell you about one of them right now. And can I just say that this is probably the most empowering, the most emotional, the most passion-driven thing, for those of you who know me, you will see why, that I have ever done in my entire life. I have partnered with a law team that is representing victims of SA by their Mormon church leaders for a couple of reasons. Because, like, it's kind of shocking in some of these cases that the people at the top don't really know, like bishops and scout leaders and young men's presidents and missionaries and things are doing things in a ward level or local level that's not getting reported to Salt Lake City. So like the leaders of the church truly don't know the full scope of everything that's happening all the time, and they need to. And secondly, because while you can't change what happened in the past, it is possible to help people have closure, to get that apology, to get that settlement, to just know that your voice is being heard and that the church is being served with papers, that there's a lawsuit because of something one of their people did to harm you. And I want everyone to be able to have that. Like, I know personally how sometimes that apology means something. I spent the past couple of years writing emails and Facebook messages and Instagram, however I can get a hold of people, to every bishop, every stake president, every priesthood leader, who ever either personally harmed me or who endangered me because of the domestic violence situation and almost literally led to the end of my life and caused me harm and things that are still impacting me today. And of all of those letters that I've sent, most cases they've either blocked me, not replied, I've never heard from anybody. And only one former first counselor in the bishopric, who's now the bishop of my old ward, wrote back to me, and he just said, I'm really heartbroken. I didn't understand what was going on at the time. I didn't have the skills to take care of it. I'm so sorry. And it breaks my heart to know that I was part of that. And when I opened up that letter one day in my emails and saw it, I sat at my desk and cried for like the next hour. And it did something to me just to hear that. There's something so powerful about an apology. And to see some of the victims of the Mormon church in these lawsuits actually have church leaders, representatives from the church reach out via phone call and email and apologize for the harm that their religious organization let happen is not insignificant. So what we're hoping to do is to be the biggest group of individual suits against the church. We want to find everyone who has been the victim of any type of SA as a minor, from any person at the church who is in a position of power over you. That could be missionaries, that may have been your seminary teacher, it doesn't necessarily have to be your bishop, that can be one of your cub leaders, at anything that was any type of a church activity. you can reach out to me directly in my DMs. I also have a link to our small team of only 10 people that does our intake, in a confidential intake, in my link tree. And I'm going to put our phone number directly in the heading of this video here. Every day as I do podcasts and TikToks and write articles and do interviews, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stop the domestic violence cycle. I'm trying to stop the circumstances that led to what happened to me from ever happening to another young girl. And with these lawsuits, we have the ability to affect change, to get the word to the people at the top of the church, to change legislation and things in states. And by the way, this is a national lawsuit. It does not matter what state you're in, even including Utah now. So my link tree, justice in numbers, phone number down below, DM me. I don't need to know your details, by the way. You can save those for the attorney. Truly, sincerely wishing you healing.